Oh, we killed Ignis. Hey. That's what we get for putting our dexterity up. There we are. Wow. I take it back. I know, like, before I was like, oh, these shadows. It's like, this is going down that issue of you've got to fight your way through the final boss. But, wow. My goodness, that was amazing. I take it back. Like, apart from Ignis and... apart from Ignis, this last time that actually it worked. Apart from Ignis, we didn't have to fight anyone. We ran away from all the shadows, and we talked through everything else. Wow, that is how you write like a final boss type thing that follows on from the entire game. That's brilliant. I love that section. That was just I'm gonna gush. I'm gonna go. This I've only ever had this happen maybe 2-3 times, maybe, where I was playing a game and where I was. I thought Jennifer Hale was the same person, and Tony J obviously was transcendent. Jennifer Hale, yeah, Fall from Grace and Dianara. Thought, kind of just hearing it again, I was like, hang on. What was I thinking? Where was I going with that when I got distracted by the credits? Yeah, so, speaking of Jennifer Hale, the only other time I've done it is with the Mass Effect series, where I felt I want to finish the game because I want to see the ending, but I don't want it to end. And I had that here, and that is so rare, and that is such an amazing feeling. In that kind of torn between, I want to see the conclusion, I want to see the ending, but I don't want. Oh my god, no, keep going, credits. Like, there's so much I want to talk about. This was an amazing game. I love that it wasn't so focused on combat. I love that all of the story kind of flowed from what you were doing. You didn't have this weird thing that I don't like in Baldur's Gate where you're going down to Nashkel. Oh, this is the Enhanced Edition credits. Oh well, I'll let you go. Replay, does that let me replay the entire game again? I'll do that. I really liked that you could change your class back and forth, kind of doing a multi-class type thing. Like in 3rd edition, I don't know if you jump back to a fighter, if you start from the very beginning, or you start with your own thing, and then if you jump back to things, you jump back. I don't know if that's done, and I don't really want to test that out, and I don't think I wanted to. The story, oh my goodness, that was amazing. Just following on, just kind of looking at, kind of analysing this person, and just, here is this weird idea. What happens if when you die, you don't actually die, you just wake up and you've forgotten everything? Like what happens in that case? Oh, they're doing the credits again. All right. What happens in that situation? Like, where can you go with that? Well, how would you respond to that? Well, of course you're going to find out why. You've just woken up. What's going on? Okay, I'm immortal. What's going on? And then leading on from that and kind of building things on and seeing where things go and meeting all these amazing characters who really aren't your traditional kind of companions, if you think about it. I mean, out of the ones we had, out of the 5 we had a floating skull who was somehow Scouse. Whatever. Like a floating skull who's an amazing tank somehow, whatever. But even the idea of an animate floating skull floating along is just bizarre, and I love it. You have Dakon, who's this person who resides in the Chaos Plane, who is who is very kind of lawful and loyal and sticks by his word, which is a very lawful trait. He himself is lawful neutral out of this chaotic neutral. And like, what? That's so weird. You had Anna, who's this very kind of brusque character who's a tiefling. And in a way, she's probably the most normal of all of the companions we met. You've got a guy... Oh, if I replay, does that replay the credits? Okay, we'll let that go again. You've got Ignis, who is a guy who is on fire, who is a mage on fire, who kind of you trained. And then you've got Fall from Grace, who's this succubus who is celibate. It's like, what? How do you come up with these kind of things? This is just, like, I don't even know what to say. This is just, like, I think it's, in a way, the fact that I'm struggling to find things to talk about is just shows in a way how good this is, because I am not sitting here saying, well, there was this part of the narrative that really bugged me. There was this part of the thing. There was this kind of structure that kind of bugged me. I really liked that there wasn't any kind of part to the game where, or any kind of narrative where I kind of looked at it and went, this is what I would want to do. That's kind of, that seems like, you know, that I would want to do. This is kind of how I would feel. And this is what I'd want to do if I were role-playing this pen and paper. Oh, it's not there. I never really had that. Maybe because I'm a shiny, lawful good type of fellow. I mean, I think we ended up being lawful good. Woot, go lawful good. Kind of lawful good, shades of kind of fading into neutral good around there. Lawful / neutral, but definitely good. Kind of playing that. But if you looked at it, there were a lot of chances to be really chaotic and to be really evil. So you could mess with your alignment in so many ways. That is so just like, wow. And I'm failing to actually kind of make any kind of coherent comment about things because this was brilliant. I mean, if Baldur's Gate were more like this, I would not dislike Baldur's Gate like I do, because Baldur's Gate to me is this game that I can see is a good game, but for me, there's a lot of problems behind the aspects that make it a good game. So I'm looking at it and thinking, oh, this is kind of good and this is kind of good, but the combat, the focus on combat gets in the way. The kind of plot gets in the way because okay, I'm under threat, what am I going to do? Maybe I go to Baldur's Gate and I hide there and I try and find out who it is. No, I wander down to some mines and, oh, there's an issue there. And then, well, that's got nothing to do with the plot. And basically, Planescape Torment goes, oh, you didn't like the plot because there seems to be a lot of non sequiturs going on in the plot. Here is a plot that, admittedly, it's Planescape, so there are kind of like Alice in Wonderland, there's a lot of kind of, this place is very different to this place, and you're doing things over here that are very different to the things you're doing over there. But the plot and where you're going and why you're going there is very coherent, it makes sense, it's fixed that big issue. And the other issue I had was the combat. And because the combat here was, I think, simpler in some ways, but also it was less frequent, to the point where I could then start, okay, I can kind of build myself up, I can grow more confident in the combat. This game basically took everything I disliked from Baldur's Gate. It took everything I liked from Baldur's Gate. So I quite liked some of the system. I quite liked the companions. I liked it when you actually did the dialogue and stuff. It took those, it expanded on those, and it took the things I didn't like about Baldur's Gate, which I've just mentioned, the kind of weird non sequitur plot, and changed it into and gave us a coherent plot to go with the game. And at the same time, it looked at the combat and fixed the bits I didn't like about the combat. This is basically, for me, this is what Baldur's Gate should have been. For me, my personal view, my personal opinion. If you're wondering, yes, I do prefer this to Baldur's Gate. What makes you think that? Was there anything I didn't like about this game? Was there anything I didn't like about this game? I think there are a couple of moments, okay, there are three things that, thinking about it, No, I've forgotten what the second one was now. There was something I was gonna end on. I know what I'm gonna. Right, let's go through it. I didn't like. Oh, I've forgotten the first one now as well, but I don't want to say the third one. I had three very. I had a couple of small things that I was going to comment on. I think. Oh, that was it. So when we were messing around with the alley, let's replay those again. When we were messing around the alley, and I had to go back and get the hammer. And I didn't like the fact that it's like, here is a hammer. Okay, I don't think I need it, so I'm not going to go and pick it up. It then gave you. So I'm not going to pick it up, and then I find, oh, I need a hammer. Oh, but I can't go and get it now. Whereas, the bronze sphere thing, I'm fairly sure Fall from Grace had that. And when we arrived, I didn't. I had it, which I know was really useful, because I think that's what got us all the way through to do the talkie stuff, which is really cool. I really like that, and I'm glad that was a part of the game. So, I think that little minor thing was an issue I had. Oh, I did have a second one I wanted to point I wanted to make before I made the final point. The only thing I can think of is Ignis, but I don't know why I didn't. I didn't like him as a character, but that's not because of that's. I didn't like him as a character. He wasn't a badly written character. I didn't like him because he was badly written. I didn't like him as a character. But considering I'm basically lawful fluffy, and he's chaotic. He's as purely chaos as you can get. And that didn't chime well with me, especially with the whole I want to burn everything and kill everyone kind of attitude. That, as a character, he didn't fit with me, which is why I didn't keep him. But he's a really cool character, and if you were doing a far more chaotic run than I was doing, or as they're more commonly known, a slightly chaotic run, or any kind of chaotic run, or an evil run, he would be a brilliant fit in your party. So more, it's just kind of that's a personal thing, and thirdly, because I think there was still because I think there were 3 areas we hadn't investigated yet at the end. So my other big issue is I didn't find everything, and I didn't get to do more stuff in Planescape, because I will be intrigued to see the next time I do a list of my top games. I am going to be very, very interested to see where this ends up, because this is either going to be just below Mass Effect 2, or, and I have been thinking this for a few sessions now, which is why I was really upset when we seemed to be having a lot of combat going through that kind of antechamber with all the shadows. I could see this possibly knocking out Mass Effect 2 and going to number 1, and this has been such an amazing thing. I mean, especially, what are my big 3 criticisms? 1, a very, very minor thing that we dealt with in-game by going to a shop. Secondly, a really well written character that didn't mesh with my playstyle, and the fact I missed stuff. Those are my 3 problems with this game. That shows you how incredible this game is, and the fact that really there is nothing wrong with this game of a major level, or even a medium-sized level. It's just one tiny item that is easy to realise if you're kind of playing standard RPG-ness and just grabbing everything that isn't nailed down. So maybe just the way I was playing there is a bit kind of I'm not going to take everything. And the curses. This has been absolutely Final Fantasy 7 and 8 for inspiration. Very interesting. Very interesting. So there we go. There we go. Wow. Amazing. Actually, I just want to check that. So if I select life, that just goes back to the autosave where I was still neutral good at that point. I got back to... Yeah, we got... Okay. Oh, there was something to dealing with Trias was the one that was what flipped us over to neutral good. I wonder what to... Right, so we started off true neutral. I think this is really kind of cool. And I just want to see where we end up. So we're true neutral. Then we go to neutral good. So this is in the third session, we ended up going to the kind of we ended up going good, but I don't know what we were doing there. And then as we went up, we're still neutral good. We go to rank big square. We're in Tharod's court. We're down into the. Oh yeah, we're still kind of round the catacombs. Oh, and then we struggled with the Warrants of Thought. I'm just going back to the story again more than anything else. The Silent King. So, name. Sphere. I hear noises. I did a lot of saving in that session. Still neutral good in the realm of chaos. Oh, because, of course... let's reloading. So we've gone into the alley. And then we've gone back, so we're still neutral good. Oh, okay, so here it was when we became a sensate. That's when we became lawful good. Anna unlocking. Okay, she was running around unlocking things. Then we picked up Ignis. Then we picked up Fall from Grace. I'm looking through these things. I've got no idea what I was doing. I've no idea why I've got different saves there. Oh, that must have been when I lost the recording or something, or audio. I can't remember why some of these have gone. And then I had to go looking for intestines. Oh, and I dropped down to neutral good. Oh, that's when I picked up Ignis. So he stopped me being lawful, so I drifted back to being lawful good, neutral good. And now I'm really confused because it's just numbers and LPs. Oh, that's the scroll. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. I love this. I love this. This is brilliant, just revisiting these things. So we're meandering around in the Clarksward, point of no return. That was when we were looking for... That's when we found the portal. I'm actually just revisiting all the story. Cursed. We went down to the prison. Then we found Fuel. House of Fragile. And he sent us off. And then, yeah, here's the end. So, yeah, it was dealing with Trias that made us go neutral good. Then we were we weren't lawful good because that was before that. And then we struggled on as neutral good, finally dealing with the practical, the paranoid, and the good incarnations. We proved ourselves to truly be lawful good, just in the end. Just kind of on the edge, on the cusp. I was actually going to try and see if there was one right at the end that showed what we were. I could have probably saved before we went to face the Transcendent one, but I didn't. And then we'd know definitely what I was. I'm fairly sure I was lawful good. I can go back and watch the video. I don't want to wrap this Let's Play up, alright? This has been... It has been... kind of how... You can, like, from how excited I've been, kind of gushing. Gushing. I will use the word gushing during these credits. It has been an immense pleasure and a joy to Let's Play this game for you guys. Just to play it for you guys has been... just to play it at all has been incredible. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play this game badly. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. It'll probably be another RPG taking up this slot. But I'm not entirely sure what I will do. So, I'd say thank you for watching, but I'm just happy I've played this. So, but yes, as always, thank you for watching what may be my new favourite game. I'll have to find out when I'm next to kind of list on this channel. But yes, so for one final time here in Planescape Torment, Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.